What's your most embarrassing?
I mean, most embarrassing is the joke I have where I got I got a home run off a walk.
Yeah.
And then it's a true story. It was 13-year-old league. I went to first base, ran around, and then the umpire said that was only ball 3.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard the joke, it's an old joke, but I had to bat again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, immediately struck out. That was the most embarrassing that I've had.
Didn't you strike out in a celebrity softball game?
I struck out, and we start poking, we start digging. You've done your homework.
Oh, wait, what is this?
Oh, man.
Oh,
Look
there
at
it is. I look pretty good right
That's
there.
Nate at the celebrity softball game.
It's a great picture.
Right before.
It's a loose
Royals jersey.
grown man can't wear his own jersey. That jersey has my name on it.
That's pretty cool.
I struck out at that church softball. I mean church softball. Church softball. I had some embarrassing ones. I got the yips trying to throw from second to first base, and I would launch the ball. Yeah. And you know how like church softball league fields, like the top of there's no top on the dugout fence. Mm-hmm. Like it's always like the fence and then it's like open. And I mean, dude, I could not get the ball to the first baseman. I didn't know how to do it. And I mean, I was a pretty good baseball player. So I know how to play and I just got in my head and I would grab it and I would throw it and it would just go above him every time. I mean, if I got the ball, I needed to run and toss it to him, and I would just launch it 15 feet above his head, and it would hit the fence and fall into the visitor's dugout. Yeah. And then they just got to kick the ball. It was just like, hey, just launching it too. But I did strike out in front of all these people at Kansas City for the Big Slick. It's a great organization. They do lots of stuff at the Children's Hospital in Kansas City, and they all these celebrities are there. I'm the only one that struck out. There's obviously no rules. David Koechner is on the team, and you would get him out just 4 times, and he just wouldn't leave. And then they'd count the run. It was very funny, but you'd be like, I got you, and he just stands there. And, I mean, there's not even a question. Like, he's not – and then he just goes to second, then he would steal to third, and you would tag him 3 times. Still in the third, and he gets the run, and they put the run up. It's the point of it is that. And
so you could have stayed up there.
I could have stayed up. Paul Rudd was because all these people from Kansas City. It's pretty crazy. Paul Rudd, David Koechner, Eric Stonestreet, Rob Riggle, and Jason Sudeikis. And so it's all of their thing. All of them from Kansas. Pretty famous, crazy group. I was on Paul Rudd's team, and but it's funny they weren't letting anybody strike out. I mean, these like old ladies are playing, and they would just keep pitching them until they got a hit. And I was the only one that got 3 pitches and then was like, "You're out."
Were you whiffing them or were you
whiffing
taking
them, dude.
Oh,
whiffing them.
Well, maybe they saw a difference between you and an old lady. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I sit down next to Paul Rudd. I go, I can't believe I struck out in front of him. He's like, oh, no one cares. And then no one else struck out. And then I'm the only one that struck out. I think it's because I golf so much. It was weird to me to see a ball coming in versus And I mean, full on straight 3 pitches. Didn't wait, they haven't felt outside. 3 pitches, dude.
Wow.
And then walk and have to go.
Did anybody in the crowd, was there a response? Did they laugh?
No, I mean, I was early. People are still coming in, but, I'm sure someone had to know. I talked about it that night on stage because it's
like striking out in kickball.
That's probably more embarrassing because you probably fall down.
Exactly.
I got to participate in one of those in-game things at the Nashville Sounds game where you go out on the field.
Yeah.
And this was, I was like 18 or 19, so it should have been at my peak physical ability.
Yeah.
And they had a board with a donut hole in it, and you had to throw 3 balls through the donut hole. And they picked me. So I'm going down there on the field, and I said, has anybody ever done this? And they're like, no, but we usually have old people. You
probably have a chance.
And they had what they called them soundettes, basically Nashville Sounds cheerleaders. And they were each holding the board. And I'm out on the field in between innings, and my first ball sailed over the board, and the soundette had a duck, and it whizzed her head. And, the crowd did respond.
Yeah.
The next 2, none of them went through. It just hit the board.
Yeah.
And I mean, people were heckling me walking off the field at a Nashville Sounds baseball game. They're yelling at me. And then I went back to my seat. I was with my buddies, and they said the lady behind them said, "I've been to every game. That is the worst you guys ever done in that."
That's the worst.
Man.
Yeah,
And just think, 10 years later, you went to spring training with your parents.
that adds up. That's about right, actually.
That's your most embarrassing. Do you have
No, that's not my most. That's just one of them.
Yeah.
That's not even top 10. It's just one that happened to fit the story.
Man.
I mean, I barely even remember that one.
I balked in the winning run in high school. Oh. That's the worst way to lose a game. If you're a casual sports fan, you might not even know what a balk is because nobody ever does it. It's
What sports did you play in high school?
football and baseball. I played basketball in middle school. It's fair to say.
He was in a Taylor Swift video.
Oh, I saw you post a picture of it.
Yeah, they filmed a Taylor Swift music video at my high school when I was attending there, and there I am storming the field after the main character catches the game-winning touchdown. Oh. It's a fun memory.
Yeah.
That's the video. Taylor Swift was accepting the award for that video when Kanye West interrupted her on stage.
Oh, wow.
Which is like a famous cultural moment.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and you
So I like to
started
think
it.
I was a small part of that.
Yeah.
You know?
Do I? Someone brings up, you remember Kanye and Taylor West? You're like, do I? I was a part of that whole mess. That's what you say.
Yeah, that was a crazy time in my life, man.
Yeah.
That was cool.
All the press I had to do. I don't want to talk about it. All the press you would go do. Aaron will not talk about Taylor Swift or Kanye West.
Next question.
And then they're like, well, that was the only. All right, we're good.
we don't care about anything else. Yeah. A fun time.
Yeah. Is that you have?
Did you tell? Oh, do you want to talk about the best play, or he told his most embarrassing? I guess.
The most embarrassing is what is your greatest?
And we have video of this. You want to set it up?
Yeah, I have video of my greatest sports moment, which happened much earlier in my life than I would have liked. I was 7.
Okay.
I was 7 playing for the Montgomery Seminoles. We were the midgets division. That's ages 6 and 7.
Little people.
I was number 37. I played defensive end. This is in Tallahassee, Alabama, at Hot O'Brien Stadium. And I remember I played defensive end. You know, when you're 6 and 7 years old, like nobody passes.
Yeah.
Because your hands aren't even big enough to throw a football at that age.
Imagine,
really, right?
yeah. What are we doing at this stage?
October
97.
30th, 1999.
I'm.
I know.
I'm probably. I mean, I'm out of high school. My college career is officially done.
Okay.
Just ended.
Okay.
I'd been working for a while.
Yeah.
At the TV station.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you might have talked about this on the news that night. Yeah.
All right,
Because this was a pretty big moment. You know, they had one kid. You might want to mute it just because the music.
Oh,
could
I
be
don't know. The music adds to it.
Yeah, well, it might be copyright.
Oh, all right.
Interception.
Yeah, that's
taking
me.
it all the way back
To the house for the
to
win.
the house.
I mean, look at that. That's legit
Yeah.
speed for
That's
a
real deal
7-year-old
speed.
back then.
Yeah.
There's my dad going crazy on the side. Look at the coaches are going nuts. I mean, this is the
Yeah.
biggest thing to happen in the state.
Play
for a
like you've
while.
been there, Aaron.
I mean,
So I remember, this is one of the few sports moments in my life where I remember exactly what was going through my mind. They had one kid on their team that could throw the ball.
yeah.
Just one kid. I remember he had weird sleeves.
Oops.
And they earlier in the game he threw a touchdown pass.
Yeah.
And they brought that kid in at the end, and I thought they probably only have one pass play. I'm just gonna go where he's gonna pass.
You
it.
jumped the route.
I did jump the. Yeah, not what a defensive end is supposed to do at all in that play. I mean,
That's what's so funny. Wow, what a great cornerback. Actually, defensive end.
exactly. That was not what I was supposed to do at all. But
I had an interception. I never had a touchdown. Never scored a touchdown.
Really.
And then I had an interception. I was probably 11 or 12, and we were playing UNA, UNA, and I was a cornerback, and the receiver. So the kids are older. This team was unbelievable. This team was always the best team ever. And I remember he ran like a little out route, and then I just stepped up in front of it, and I jumped up and caught it. And I remember catching it And then I remember being slammed on the ground. Like, it's like I caught it, and the kid just grabbed me and threw me on the ground. And they announced, we had one other kid on our team that was amazing. And they said, they on the loudspeaker, they said his name for the interception because they just assumed. They were like, well, obviously that guy did it.
Yeah.
And then we was like, no, I did it. And I had my big interception.
Wow.
That's crazy.
What's your greatest?
I don't have one.
What could you?
All right, so I thought about that. I mean, the only thing I could possibly think of is I played baseball and basketball, and there's me as a basketball player there in junior high.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
So
Right when they got color cameras.
and there was one game. I mean, I was terrible. I was always terrible. I never scored. There's one game I hit a 10-foot jump shot.
Yeah.
Legit 10-foot
Yeah.
jump shot. So then we go down the other team. We come back down. They throw the ball at me. I shoot again. The guy on the other team tipped the ball like when I shot it, but somehow it made it go in the hoop.
Yeah.
My coach didn't see this apparently, so he yells, "Brian's hot! Give him the ball," which I've never heard in my life. He doesn't know that
Yeah.
the only reason that ball went in is because another guy helped it. So then we go down, then we come back down, and they're like, "Get Brian the ball," which I've never had before. They throw it to me. I shoot it. It goes over the backboard. It was one of those makeshift concession stands over there where the parents run, and it bounced like over into
Yeah.
them where the dad had to throw it back in.
Yeah.
That's my greatest moment.
Your greatest moment is a heat check.
Yeah,
moment.
heat check.
Yeah.
For a second, they thought I was.
He's cold. He's back off. That's what they have to
Don't
yell.
throw it to him anymore.
No more Brian. No more Brian, everybody.
But I mean, I stole a base once and thought that somehow the guy had fouled the ball back, and I ran back to first, and it confused them so much. I was on second, and I thought, oh, they fouled it back, so I started running back first. About halfway there, he was like, throw it to first. And I had to slide head first into first base.
Back to the base.
And I'm back right where I was with the first base coach. And he's like, what are you doing, man? You were there. I was like, I thought they fouled it. I didn't know. So in a way, I stole 2 bases.
That's never happened before. You're the only one that ever. You stole a base, then you stole it back.
The look on my first base coach's face when he saw me coming back there.
Oh, dude. I mean, just to have to dive in, just to like you have to slide to fix a problem that shouldn't be a problem. Like you're getting back to the original. You could be like, dude, you could just stay here, man, and we wouldn't be going through this. And for you to get all the way to second, and then
That's amazing.
that's like, I feel like with you end up. Anybody else, it's like maybe you make it back to first, but you just go back to first, and you're like, well, that was a stupid move. And you're the only one that gets in a battle situation, just trying to get back to the original spot. I mean, it's a full-on real play.
I mean, I went in head first. The ump had to call safe.
Oh, dude, that's unbelievable.
That's
so
awesome.
good.